Bath Township Public Library. We are just over halfway through our Oceans of Possibilities summer reading, and today we have a team craft to go. We are going to be making Blob Fish Stress Balls, which are super fun to squish. So in your craft to go kit that you will pick up at the library, you will have a bag of cornstarch. It's just over 2/3 of a cup of cornstarch. You'll have a water bottle, which you are going to empty first and then cut off the top part so you can use it like a funnel. And you all have a balloon. You are also going to need probably a bowl or something you can mix your cornstarch and water together in, and a spoon to mix it with. And if you want to draw a face and flippers, fins on your blobfish, you will need a Sharpie. So what we're going to do to get started is we are going to add water to our cornstarch. I like to do it just a little bit at a time. You're going to want about 1/3 cup of water. You can do it a little bit at a time just in case, you know, it's too thick, too powdery, or it's, but, you know, unless you have cornstarch in your house, once you add too much water, you really can't go back. So that's why I like to add it just a little bit at a time. Now, you might have done cornstarch and water before. Usually we call it oobleck. It makes a really unique mixture. It's called a non-Newtonian fluid, actually, because it kind of has properties of a liquid and a solid. And it's got a real fun texture and is really fun to play with. And it makes it really nice in a stress ball because it's kind of, it'll feel hard, and then when you hold it, it'll kind of almost feel like it's melting. So I'm going to add a little bit more water here. So you want it to where it looks like it's a liquid, but then when you kind of hit it with your spoon, it feels like a solid. So which is kind of hard to show on camera exactly how you want it to be. But it will, when you look at it, it will almost look like milk. But then once you like try to pick it up, or if you hit it with a spoon, it will feel really hard. So it's kind of a weird substance that way. And it makes it really fun to play with. So once you have it all mixed, you can kind of see it will look really liquidy and runny. But if you like hit it with your spoon won't go in because it'll be, even though it looks like a liquid, it will actually be hard when you try to hit it. And that's kind of the consistency that you want, where it looks liquidy, but it doesn't really feel liquidy. And it also kind of runs. All right, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is take your balloon. Now before you put your balloon on your funnel, you want to blow it up about as big as you can get it without popping it, and hold the air in it for just a minute. Make sure it's really good stretched out. That's just gonna make it a lot easier for the oobleck to fill it. And then you're gonna put the end of the balloon right over the top of your bottle, your bottle funnel. Which, you know, if you have a regular funnel, you can use a funnel, like a normal funnel. But this is actually has a little bit wider, so it holds it a little bit more open than like a traditional funnel would. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to get this off the spoon. You can see where it kind of oozes super slow. You're gonna drop it right in there. And then start kind of squishing it down into the balloon. So we're gonna go ahead and fill the funnel. You can see how it's gonna go real slow. And I'm gonna make a big mess. And then you're just gonna wanna keep working it down into the bottom of the balloon. this is where, if you need to, you can take the other end of your spoon and squish it right down in there. So you can see this one's just probably pretty full now, but I still have some extra in here, so if you have your bowl, you might want to just kind of pour out any extra that hasn't gone down in there. Work what's left down into the balloon. See, I still have a bunch up in the neck there. Now, this is the part that I have found actually the hardest part and the messiest part, at least for me, is taking the balloon off the funnel. I recommend doing it over a sink or over a bowl or over a tray, because whatever's extra is probably going to kind of come oozing out. Just like that. So push down what's left. There we go. And then tie your balloon off. So tie off your balloon, and then of course, before you can draw on it, you are going to have to, clean it off. So I have my stress ball. That's nice. So the right kind of feel to it, it should kind of thump nice and hard, but like when you squish it, it should almost feel like it's melting. So that's kind of you really want it to squish really well in your hand to feel kind of like the right texture. Okay, but if you want it to look like a blobfish, if you don't know what a blobfish looks like, I have a book here with a lovely picture. As you can see, he's oh so attractive. This is what blobfish look like when they're brought up on land. We don't really know what they look like because they live on the very, very bottom and the deepest part of the ocean, where there's more pressure. So they probably actually don't look like that when they're swimming, but that's what we're going to make our stress balls look like. You can also look up more pictures of them online if you want to see. So what I'm going to do, what I did with this one, is you want to use the back part. I make that kind of like his tail, which I think is the easiest. So you're just going to take your Sharpie, and I mean really you can do whatever kind of face you want, but we're going to do 2 little dots for eyes, and then we're going to give him his big bloopy blobby nose. Yoop. And of course his very sad bloopy mouth. And then on each side I did a little fin with some lines in it. But, you can kind of do however you want it to look. It doesn't even have to be a fish. Or you don't really have to draw anything on it if you don't want to. So there we go. You're going to want to make sure that the marker is nice and dry, obviously, before you start squishing it. Otherwise, it's just going to rub off. And there's your lovely, sad, blobby blobfish, who is already and very fun to squish. Thanks for watching.